Welcome to OTM, your youth-friendly media. Because we get towards the development of our youth, today in our interactive section, we have an outstanding youth with us. I am Bensika Ibinabo, and I have with me
Tamunotonye Alapu.
Thank you for coming to OTM studio on Let's Talk section. So because it's an interactive section, we like to know a thing or two. Let's not just go into question and answer section. No. We like to I think our viewers want to know who is this outstanding guy in the studios of OTM. So tell us a thing or two, that girlfriend, that boyfriend, that thing you're doing that makes you outstanding.
All right, thank you for this opportunity. My name, as stated, is Tamunotonye Alapu, and I'm a 500 level student of the University of Calabar, Faculty of Law. And currently, I'm the spokesperson of Ogu Student Forum. And I've been a youth who have this view of a better community. And I know for a very long time, I've been trying my best to look at areas through which I can contribute to the advancement of my community. As a person, I have Ogu community at heart, and then the advancement of the community is my number one objective. So I'm very grateful to be here today.
See, that's what makes him outstanding. He has the growth of the community as his objective. All right, moving on. In the just concluded Salvation Ministries International Youth Convention, I heard a word that really got to me. It says, youthfulness is usefulness, not wastefulness. So I'd like us to dissect based on these words. We'd like to ask some questions like, at what point, Mrs. Tony, is a youth said to be useful in the community? At what point?
At what point? That is a nice question. I think the point in which we can say youth is said to be useful in the community is that point when the youth has realized his place in the community, has come to that level of self-actualization, and is aware of his immediate environment, and is taking active role in making sure he contributes to his environment and giving his own input to community development. At that particular point in time, we can say youth is useful.
Okay, so if a youth is not doing anything to the betterment of the community, he's being wasteful. That's what it means.
If he's not doing anything to the betterment of the community and to himself, then he's wasteful.
Okay.
Sure.
Now moving on to the next question. Are the youth of our community maximizing their usefulness, or are they being wasteful by indulging in illicit activities? So it's a yes or no to the question.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I know it's a yes or no to the question, but I cannot come with a straightforward answer because, when we talk about the youth now, we are talking about the collection, like the entire youth of the community. So if I'm coming up with an answer that will cover all of them, I think it can be a yes, it can be a no, because to a large extent, some of them are maximizing their potentials and their youthfulness, and to a large extent, a lot of them are not doing it. So we have a group of a selective few who are maximizing their potentials and doing what they ought to do with their youthfulness, and then we still have another group of persons who are not doing it. So we cannot say it is a yes, because if we are saying it is a yes, then we mean the whole of the youth are doing what they ought to do. And we cannot still say it is a no, because not all of the youth are not doing what they ought to do. So I'm just in between.
Now let's go with the no perspective.
Okay.
Those that are not being useful, what could be their challenge? Why are they not useful? Why are they being wasteful? Can you fit into their shoes to know why they are not being useful?
Okay. A youth is defined as the state of being young, and then there are a lot of factors that contribute to a youth not being useful. Like one of those factors, as we can relate to, is peer pressure and the kind of friends the youth keep. Definitely it is said, the adage is birds of the same feather flock together. Now the friends you keep definitely will influence you to do better or not to do better. So to a large extent, the friends this youth keeps to a large extent determine where they want to go and what they will become in future. So that is one contributing factor that I know. And then we have environmental factors. Now, when you stay in an environment that actively promotes, let's say, education, for instance, you see the youth going towards that particular line, they tow towards that particular line, but when you stay in an environment that does not promote education, you also see the youth just trying to make a living with what they can get. So environmental factor also comes to play. And then another thing is, the level of awareness in the community. How far are these youths aware? Like, to what extent are they enlightened as to what is happening in the wider society? What are those programs put in place to adequately incorporate this youth into society? Now, these are also factors that play to the youth being wasteful and not being productive.
Okay. All right. Although this is not part of the interactive section, but it seems like cultism seems to be the order of the day. You see teen of 15, you see those that in primary school, some are even dropping out because they want to become known, famous, or they want to, there's this boldness or confidence that cultism gives. So what can we say is the cause of it? Is it that their parents are not taking responsibility? Because we don't know children to join cults, but seems today it's like a norm. What can you say about that?
I talked about environmental factor, and the environment plays a lot of role in nurturing this youth, because that youthful age is one age that normally, if we as a community, as a people, as a family, we take active steps in guiding this youth positively, definitely they will come out to be good ambassadors, but when we don't take those active steps, definitely we see them not being the persons they ought to be. Now, the environmental factor I talked about. Now, when you live in an environment that does not promote education per se, you see the youth trying to survive with whatsoever comes into their hand, and they try to make a living out of it. Now, this is what I'm saying. Like, now we live in a community where most of the examples we are having of those who had made good wealth for themselves are those who are not to a large extent educated. You've seen it. Now the youth to a particular extent are not being encouraged enough to look forward to education and to work hard for themselves. So the environmental factor plays a lot of role.
Okay, quickly, provide a solution.
Yes. Now, in coming up with this solution, I've thought about it severally, and then I think this is one thing we are lacking in our community. As a community, we need to have what I would call a master plan, a blueprint. Now, there should be what I would call a think tank group of persons, like a selected persons whose sole duty is to think, for the future of the community. As a community, we need to come together and plan for our future.
So, sorry to cut in. Who are these people that that kind of setting? So, who are these people that would come and think? Who should think? Is it everybody? Is it the king? Is it the chiefs? Who are these persons that should think towards the growth of the youth?
Okay. Now, I said it should be a selection of persons. Yes, a selection of persons.
Yes, selection. Who are these persons?
The composition of this think tank group, as I see it, should cut across all areas of life. Like, the youth should have a representative there. We should have a representative from the chiefs, the elders, and all of that. But what I'm trying to say is this: now, as a community, if we can come up with a blueprint, a master plan of where we want to see our community, like in 10 years, in 15 years time, where we want to see this community, and then we have this set of persons in whose hand we entrust this particular vision into. Now, you can see that it will be easier for us to even interact with our companies per se, because now, let's say we have an educational blueprint, and then I heard on the last head count with companies in the wharf, we have about 330 companies, if I'm not mistaken. Now, okay, if we have an educational blueprint, a master plan on education, and then we are saying at the end of every 5 years, the community should be responsible for the training of, let's say, 50 graduates per se. Now, this particular selected persons now has the duty of perfecting this particular plan. Now, it is easier for us to do it because now this is the community's, the plan of the community, and then we can engage those companies to do what is called their corporate social responsibility, incorporating this particular master plan. And before you know it, even if just say 50 of those companies are sponsoring just one student per company, now you get to see that in 5 years' time, we have about 50 graduates. And then in 10-15 years to come, that means Ogu will be having at least 150 graduates being sponsored by the community. It's something we can do, because if we are saying, for instance now, what is the role of the chieftaincy institution? It is still geared towards coming up with ideas that can better the plight of the community.
Sorry to cut you, that's how far we can go on that question. All right, this matter, I'll go pidgin with this one. When matter they soft, would they use English? But when the matter don't pass Gary, we can't use pidgin. But this matter, not just pass Gary, not just soft, it require elders' intervention. So my brother here will complete the remaining one for our mother tongue, because our elders need to hear this one. All right, Tonye, the floor is up for you.
Amena poa piko kreni me wakele bekina fie sam and si beba me na ma emi boju wa fie ni gogo na mo si me bo me na ma poa wa piki ama baga me na bere ma lukobe Ogu amame opumai bi ama like tamno be wa teme se peke wa se mi ama me sen o peke baga cha wa peke me peke why say seni bi ayi mo peke se ko ma baga be me na ma me bi noko akele bere lukobi yon ane me na cielos ma bra na bere lukobi a kanbu men na like juguma tebe daseni cielos ma pirare bo ane man nemi bokaye like cielos ma ndbako ene sikman ba ene oku ene fere bangelo ke minimo luko pirare bo mi okuma amame ane sani bi abaga wine dana ane likibe wa peken dana freton sin ane perebe like aluga mi meni mena mame ane sime baga me skulu mumina skulu mukapman na inopuma bakame ansike amame ane bi wa mo bi okuma amame ane bi wa mo bi okuma ane sikman ba ane frise mena baga cha baga be na wa mia ane sasara se mina asa minimana ore minimana en skulu mu bi on be inde ne mia se togo jane bi ne perebe akoma ma wa moko feron be man gereke fere so bi apo fere so be anse ke pege skulu mu bi apo pege skulu mu be so wa fere se mina cielos ma baga chana be mesike man babo ane bo miemeye sosa na eni dabi okuma ni yebi okugoye and our companies might be scholarship opportunities in kele mo se amasen amami be igwan po me but na wo ma ligine me apo me been up man school mu na adbem so me na cielos man ye bi okugoye and in that scholarship opportunity amabo bi okuma be na wo man piki school mu be ansike ye pika na bocha wa piki aneme na Abubakar pof ibibara frowenga ba ndogo go ekemikikri but wa piki apiki mi ombe mi mo se mama se ne ba be ne wengi sa fere mago se piki na ba won ba be ni kele ibi ten ne wengi sa fere ma ageneng ma fere ni kele mo wengi se amame pre bi abaga omne mama.
All right, Mama. Thank you very much. Thank you, Tony, for coming to the studio of OTM. We had a great time with you.
Thank you.
So we look forward to more interactive sections. All right, so Amanerina, that's all we can take for today. Have a great day. Thank you.